Hi, welcome to Gary's Hobby Studio. In this video, it's going to be short. I don't know how long it'll exactly be. I had some things planned, but there were some family issues that happened, and I couldn't really get to it. So this is, like I said, just going to be about a couple of things that are going to be coming up soon. I was hoping to get this done, but like I said, had family issues. So what's happening is that my wife, she got her desktop PC from her former workplace. She actually starts it at her new workplace. And basically what it is, I'll pull it over here and then I'll switch over to a web page that has it up. But right here is the Dell Optiplex 5050. And I decided to make this a PC for the living room. And what this is going to do is that I'm going to run Proxmox on it. I can put in here 2 graphics cards. The built-in graphics card will be what will run Proxmox's web interface for if I have to directly do anything, which I would just connect it to my TV upstairs. The 2 graphics cards, now I only got one installed because I had a GT 610. The first one's going to go, and because of its age, it's going to work for running Windows XP. And the reason why is because both me and my wife, we have a lot of old Windows XP games. And instead of trying to run them on Windows 10, instead of going to Steam, because we already own the physical media, why do we have to buy it again? And I'm sure a lot of people would be like, well, you can, use it on the newer machines and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Me, I have like 2 plastic things full of CDs of games and applications that I played. Now, the applications, probably not, because I probably moved on to bigger and better ones, which is fine. Okay? But the games, Quake 2, Quake 3, Mortal Kombat on CD, and all that other stuff. And I'd rather run that stuff on actual hardware. Yeah, it may not look right on the big 65-inch TV in the living room, but it'll work. She could play her game of life. It'll actually be on hardware, because I'll pass it through. I don't know if Proxmox would support passing a GT 610 through, but we'll definitely find that out because that's going to be what's coming up. When I install the second card into the system, the second one is, I don't know if I'm going to buy an Xbox, the next Xbox, whatever the bloody it is, just because of the fact that they've done away with discs and stuff like that. So again, I would probably keep my existing Xbox One. I still have my Xbox 360. And as long as I can still get the updates from Microsoft, probably not, knowing them, download it onto the hard drives for the games up to when they stop supporting them, I can still play those old games on those old consoles. So, and when they stop working, then, I'll chuck them. Or probably recycle them or figure out a way to maybe install a different OS on them and shit and, whatever. That'd be an interesting video. But basically, here's what it looks like here. And let me activate my cursor highlighter. Now, I'm not sure, it might be the same size as this because it's pretty wide. Ours does not have the memory card reader here, but it does have everything else. And like I said, it looks to be about this thick here, because there's a lot of space underneath, where this one looks a little shorter. So I want to say this is more the one that we have. And luckily, the depth is short enough to where it doesn't stick that far out, because I've had some desktop machines, even the 2U case that's in there, I was thinking about using that with some old hardware. Unfortunately, it stuck out too far. So this is actually a good fit. And this has an i7 7700. I believe it's 3.6 gigahertz if I saw it correctly. It also has 4 cores, 8 threads, so that there's enough, in my opinion, enough processing power for what it's going to do. I can give XP 2 cores, 4 gigs of RAM. Should be more than enough to play any of the old XP games that we have. Passing through the graphics card with the NVIDIA drivers installed on it, it'll be perfect because, again, if it needs that kind of 3D hardware acceleration, it'll work fine. The other graphics card, and it depends on what I can find. And again, if the GT610 will be passed through, hopefully the one I'm planning on getting, the GT710, can be passed through. Because this really doesn't have a lot of... The power supply isn't big enough. As long as it can support the 2 graphics cards, because that's why I'm choosing these older cards, because they should be less power. I'm going to pass that one through to a Debian VM so that I can use it with the Linux Plex player. I'll pull that up. I'll switch back over to it. Okay. And as you can see right here, okay, here's the Plex player. It's not the server, it's the player. And if we change it to Linux, and it looks like this here, whether it's the Plex Home Theater PC for Linux Home Theater PCs, or just the regular Plex for Linux, looks like you can get it on FlatHub and the Snap Store. And then this way, both the HDMI outputs will be connected to my Pioneer receiver in the living room. And I know it's not going to have 5:1 surround sound in games unless it has that capability maybe built into it. Might work, might not. Who knows? But at least this way, it can go through the receiver and go up to the TV, and then I can play games in the living room if I so choose. My wife can. And basically what I'll do is once I get Windows XP installed, they shut off the updates, but there's a site. I have to find the thing. I saw it. A couple of different things I saw online referenced it, where they actually have all the patches and everything, which is good because I can download them, store them on my servers there. And because once I get Windows XP patched, I'm going to have 2 USBs and the DVD drive all allocated for Windows XP. So that way, if there's any patches for old games, if we run into it, I can find them online, download them, put them on a flash drive, plug it in, install them from the flash drive. XP doesn't need to be attached to my network, so that's less of an attack vector. Because without it having an active network connection, nobody can get into it unless you manage to somehow hack the Proxmox that'll be running on it, because it's going to be running Proxmox 8. I still have to update my main stuff to Proxmox, but unfortunately, or Proxmox 8, but unfortunately I just, again, haven't had time, been trying to work on some other stuff, and then, like I said, all that stuff happened. So basically, that's pretty much what's going to be coming up is this. I did update my one TrueNAS core storage unit, SAN 2, to true scale, or TrueNAS scale, and so far it's actually pretty good. I was shocked because I think there was something about it that because I know Tom from Lawrence Systems mentioned it about the memory usage, and I mean, it wasn't using a whole lot of memory. There was actually a lot of free memory, because the replacement is the one on the bottom, and it's now and let me pull it up on eBay so you guys can see it. And that's close, but no cigar. It's a super micro case. And it has some pretty decent hardware in it. There it is. This should be it. Because I know this Unix Plus, they tend to sometimes change hardware around. So let me switch over to this. Okay, and as you can see here, it's dual power supply, has really nice rails from Supermicro. It has 36 drive bays. There's 24 in the front, 12 in the back. I doubt, because I know the motherboard, and I'll show it to you here in a second. It's not going to have 4 of these ports, but it does have 2 10G ports on it. It's also got IPMI, and the motherboard is this here, the X9DRH-ITF. I know they threw it in with the SKU from that there. It does have 2 of these 10-core processors. It's got 40 threads, so it can definitely run a lot. It's got 256 gigs of RAM. I think it can go to 1 terabyte of RAM or more. I don't know how much memory I'm going to put in it. It just depends on what I run into. It does come with an LSI 9210 that is ready for FreeNAS. Technically TrueNAS now, but it's probably they just copied and paste. And that's the nice thing. If you have a server rack, it comes with the rail kit, and it's going to be those really nice rails in the picture. It does say it comes with gold power supplies. It just depends on what parts they have. They may be better than that. They may not. I don't know. So if you're looking to maybe replace a piece of shit Norco case like what I did, this isn't bad, especially if you're looking to get hardware that's already installed. One thing I will tell you, and I learned this myself because I was shocked by this, I ran into an issue that where touching this, the bottom of the case, like right here, just above these drives, right here on the frame below. Let me see if I can, figures, it won't let me zoom in. But touching this part right here, okay, just below the network thing, I was getting shocked a little bit, which is weird. Now, I don't know if it's me because of my health issues, nothing major, minor shit. I don't know if it was that, but it was disconnect, like, the weird thing is I could ping it, but no machines on the network could access it, which made no sense whatsoever. So what happened was that I contacted them through eBay, and they messaged me back and go, oh yeah, unseat all the connectors, unseat any cards, take the processors out, RAM out, take everything out, and then plug everything back in, because it was, the weird thing was, because of the shipping, it kind of jostled stuff, which you wouldn't think that would be the issue. But it was. And I don't know what was loose. I took all the cables off of the board, plugged them all back in, took the memory out, took the 2 CPUs out, took the card out that goes to that. The nice thing, and I do want to point out, the main board that connects these drives to the card, because it's only going to have one ribbon, one SFF 8087 cable connecting it to the back plane here in the front. It's also a SAS expander. So what happens there is you take a cable from the back plane board that connects the drives to, run it to the board for the back here, and you've only got one cable running to the front, one cable running to the back. Does it hurt performance? I don't know. I'd have to look into it. But it's really nice. But anyways, back to the story real quick. So after I took everything out, put everything back, put new thermal paste on it, went away, the 10G connection has been rock solid since. The IPMI is really nice. I can actually view what's going on. So I don't really need to connect one of those KVM things to it. Although I might, just in case, if the IPMI does fail. I have to decide, because I still haven't put that back in the rack yet. At least I don't think. No, I have not put the KVM device back in the rack yet. So that's pretty much it with that. Like I said, this is going to be coming. I might use truenas. I got a couple of Docker container or truenas scale. I got some Docker containers I want to run on it. One's going to be TDAR to recompress all the video that's on there for my movies and TV shows. I want to try to find some kind of way to automatic file sync between this unit, or the unit I showed you, the Supermicro, and the other Norco case I still have. I would love to replace both of them and just get both of them out. But so far that one's working, and it's working decently well. But other than that, as I always like to say, have a good day, guys. Take care. And if you like what I do, please like, subscribe, share it with people who you think might benefit from it. And if you want to help out the channel in any way, there's a subscribe star link in the description. And have a good day, guys, and take care.